Welcome back to the Cyber Risk TV live stream from the expo floor at InfoSec World 2024. We're excited to be here celebrating the 30th anniversary of InfoSec World. I'm your host, Dr. Dustin Sachs, and today I'm joined again by Parham Eftekhari, but in a much different role. He is the Executive Vice President for CRA Communities at Cyber Risk Collaborative, and today we're talking about the partnership between what makes a strong community. Parham, welcome again.
I'm not leaving. I got a seat. I got a mic. It's going to be hard to shake me. Sorry.
No, absolutely. So, obviously we've been very fortunate over the last day and a half to have you MC the conference. I think for the third year in a row, right?
That's right. Yep.
What's been your your view of the conference so far? What's been the most exciting things you've seen?
Yeah. Thanks, Dustin, and thanks, Jokeside. Thanks for having me back again. Talk about community this time.
I think you signed up and we had to kind of take you because you paid my check,
I think for me, going back to that word community, which I'm sure will come up a lot in the next few minutes, being that this is my third year in person, I did it once before, virtually, so I got introduced during COVID. But that sense of community here, I've had one of our members said to me once, I grew up through ISW. And yesterday morning I did a show of hands of how many people have been here 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and there are folks who this is their 8th, 9th, 10th time coming. And so to me, the most fun part is making new friends, seeing old ones, spending time in person with people like you and I. We work together every day, but we're getting to have some laughs and hang out, and it's just really special, I think, to make those bonds and of course learn something. So it's a blast, and it's always a privilege to be here.
Yeah, I mean it was also even really impressive to see the number of people who this was their first time here.
Yeah,
I mean. That have heard about it from other people and said, I gotta be here. And for those of you who are watching this from other places than Coronado Springs and Orlando, make sure to sign up for next year. You definitely want to be here. What makes this conference different from the whole other conferences that are out there? Because lots of organizations are doing budgeting right now and they're looking at what are they going to do in 2025. Why should this be the conference that they come to?
That's a great question. In my opinion, excuse me, there's a couple of things. One is that I think it's important when you look at the curriculum, who's building the curriculum, who are the sessions being delivered by, and what's the balance of education with relationship building and community building, with soft skills versus and leadership focused topics versus kind of strategy and technical. I found that at ISW, and from what I'm hearing from a lot of the attendees over the years, is that there's a really great balance of all those things. And so you come here, whether you are a practitioner, whether you're a mid-level manager looking to become a CISO, whether you're a CISO looking to just learn new resource and learn new skill sets for yourself to be a better manager or find resources for your team, we have all that. And I think the other really unique thing about it is that it is brought to you by CRA. And what you see here is, and some of these, you see some of the logos behind us, and for those at the event, they see this happening all over, is increasingly Cyber Risk Alliance as one of the nation's largest, I believe the nation's largest provider of information services and events and community and research and media for cybersecurity practitioners. We blend all this together. So in one stop, we had a CISO track. There's content focused on identity. We have our flagship media property here, SC, doing CRA TV. We're conducting research. It's going to feed back into the community. We're recruiting members for the Cyber Risk Collaborative. So the other really unique thing is that you can come here and really get a sense for all that CRA has to offer, which exists to help cybersecurity practitioners and leaders make better decisions and connect buyers and sellers to make business more efficient. So it's really exciting to see it all come together.
So you've spent your career building communities. Why is it so important for cybersecurity practitioners to dive in and be part of community and build communities? Why shouldn't they just stay at their organizations and focus just on their organizations and protect themselves and their organizations and not branch out?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think, and I said this in my opening remarks yesterday, all of us, all of you watching right now are part of communities, and think about the communities that you really love being a part of. There's some common qualities and traits to them, and you learn, you grow as a person, you get to give back to your communities and help cultivate the next generation of whatever that community is about. This doesn't get talked about enough, in my opinion, in business, but you have fun. especially in cyber. It's a very heavy, high pressure world that we live in. These folks are literally defending against criminals, whether in a nation state or just homegrown criminals, if you will, right? And so I think it's what community does is it makes you stronger, it makes you better, it allows you to validate your decisions, it maybe helps take strategies you've built and make them a little bit better. And I think it's what we need to do as a society, regardless of what we're talking about, in this case, cyber, just to give back and make sure that we're lifting each other up, because we're all figuring out different pieces of the puzzle. And if we can come together and share what we've figured out and piece it together, we can advance, strategies and problem solving at an accelerated pace, which is why I think community is so important. And I think when you do it right, it's really important to say this. I think it's a fallacy to say that practitioners and CISOs, they don't want vendors in the community. That couldn't be farther from the truth. What we need and what our community members ask us for every day is we want technology partners there. We want to have opportunities to talk to them in environments and formats where we can learn about what they're doing and really quickly apply it to our challenges and our problems. So I think what we do, well and in a unique way, is not just bring the right folks together, and how we bring them together, but qualify who should be a community member and not put up artificial firewalls because you're a CISO versus a early person, in your career, or a vendor or a consultant. You can segment audiences and to have the right kind of conversation and right formats, but ultimately we're all in this together, and that's how we need to approach the industry and the work that we're doing as a community.
So for those people who are we're moving into kind of the second half, the back half of the conference. For those people who are seeing what's going on here or are here and are thinking about, okay, what do I do? When InfoSec World ends tomorrow and everybody goes home, what are the things that the Cyber Risk Collaborative are offering people throughout the year to take this energy and just drag it through till next October when we all meet again for the 31st anniversary?
31st time, baby. Yeah. So
InfoSec World.
I think, first of all, just to level set for everybody, Cyber Risk Alliance, as you know, Dustin, we have 3 pillars. We have CRA Events, which is our trade shows, InfoSec World and Identiverse. We have CRA Connect, which is our digital properties, including SC, and Security Weekly podcasts, of course, and some of our other properties. And then CRA Communities, which is what I'm responsible for and where we work most closely together, which is our communities business. We have a phenomenal, the nation's largest regional events platform, the official cybersecurity summits, and then the Cyber Risk Collaborative. The Cyber Risk Collaborative, for those who may not know, is a membership platform for current and future cybersecurity leaders. Our focus is to help make you a stronger practitioner and a stronger leader by offering events and 365 digital solutions in the form of working groups, CISO developed tools and resources, Ask the Expert services, where the community is the expert, not folks we're bringing off the street. We have a members-only Slack channel. We have a number of opportunities to learn from all the other CRA properties, like InfoSec World. And so, in the context of CRA and who we are and how we're organized, I think that if you're not signed up for SC's newsletters, you can sign up for those. If you're not dialed into your regional community, we do the communities platform. We do 113 in-person events this year alone. We'll be closer to 130, 140. We have the trade shows. So go to cyberriskcollaborative.com, go to CRA.com, and find your way to the communities page, and find your local, your local chapter, if you will, and reach out and engage. And most importantly, I think, make sure you let us know what it is that you're looking to do and accomplish. What topics do you want? Who do you want to hear from? What technology partners you want to learn from? Because our tagline at CRA, as you know, is community-centric, data-driven. Community-centric is first and foremost because we really do our best, and I think we do it successfully, to reach out to the community and aggregate all sorts of data points across the 3.1 million people in our ecosystem and make decisions based on that, their desires and the research we conduct with them.
So as we're coming towards the end of our interview, what are you looking forward to most for the rest of InfoSec World? We still got the rest of today and half of a day tomorrow, plus some workshops afterwards.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to most?
I think I would be Remiss not to, again, shout out the ICIT-CRA partnership. For those who saw the last segment, CRA is partnered with ICIT, a think tank that I'm affiliated with. Tomorrow morning, ICIT has a session with the ICIT Senior Director of Global Threats and Geopolitics, Glenn Korn. Glenn is one of our nation's highest-ranking intelligence officers, just left the agency, is now going to be, is now working with ICIT and some other folks. We're going to hear a fascinating conversation about Russian threats and some other kind of the threat landscape from a geopolitical lens, which is going to be fascinating. I would say at the highest level, aside from that, which I'm excited about, it's just continuing to meet people. This morning I've seen 5 people I haven't seen yet, giving them hugs. I met somebody, we had a fascinating conversation around diligence and M&A and how it impacts technology integration and particularly cyber. So it's just these all micro engagements that you never know where it'll lead to. And I can look back to different conferences I've been to, and 5 years later, 10 years later, I'm working with somebody. We're partnered up on something. They've helped me accomplish one of my goals. I've helped them accomplish one of their goals. It's what this is all about. That to me is the best part of all this.
Yeah, I mean, I think for those of us who work for you here at Cyber Risk Collaborative and CRA, this is a really great opportunity to validate all the things that we're doing every day and really see the fruits of our labors and be able to see in people's faces and hear from them directly. This has impacted my life in this way. This has changed my life in that way. Up and down, staff, non-staff, everybody here has been impacted in some way through the communities that we've built, the work that we're doing. And I know I'm excited certainly to see where we're going to be, what we're going to be talking about here next year and, what's going to have accomplished between now and then. I think, these types of conferences are always great. We've got a huge expo floor out here with literally a veritable who's who of tech partners, all of which are ones that have been, thoroughly vetted by our community and are ones that they want to see. So what any final messages you want to leave with those who are listening, those who are viewing this after the fact, who are interested in just what you've got going on?
Yeah. So I think when you look at, I think some of the topics that we've been exploring at the event here that I think just keep an eye out for. We have had conversations, and I'm moderating a panel this afternoon on technology consolidation risk, essentially. And so that's something that's been coming up a lot. Obviously, the CrowdStrike, Microsoft kind of incident shown a spotlight on that. I think we've all seen it coming for a while. And so that's going to be a big focus, I think. We're starting to see it percolate in the private sector, certainly in the public sector as well. So that I'm excited to have those conversations and see those percolate, not just here, but throughout the course of the next several months and really into the future. This morning, I didn't, of course, wasn't participating in it, but we had a really well-attended and productive Women in Cyber event. We had our CISO track for the first time last year. I think as I look to the future, not just next year's InfoSec world, but between now and next year, continuing to focus on, we've established a relatively large community. We had 1,500 CISOs. We're now talking about how do we extend that community into kind of the direct reports of the CISOs, tomorrow's CISOs, and then identify the niche communities within our larger community who we can add value to, again, to your point, Dustin, based on what they're telling us that they want and they need and how we can best support them in those communities. And so, when I look at where this is all going, whether it's InfoSec World, whether it's the Cyber Risk Collaborative platform and the memberships, the regional events, and really even InfoSec World, Identiverse, to trade shows going regional, there's just so much opportunity for us to continue to aggregate all the information that we have, analyze the data, map it to the audiences that we have access to and that trust us for education, and then create and deliver really powerful solutions that will help them be successful, and if we do it right, help market suppliers and the tech partners meet and connect with the right folks and just facilitate the commerce that is required for us all to be successful.
Absolutely, and I'd be remiss if I didn't congratulate you for participating in the fun run this morning. With
I did.
U.S. Olympian leading it.
That's 3 miles.
That is amazing.
It. I was very proud of myself.
Yeah, you should be very proud of yourself. Those of us who didn't partake are definitely envious of you. But thank you, Parham, for joining us today.
You,
this was great. Thank you for tuning in for this live interview from InfoSec World 2024. We've got some great interviews lined up for the rest of the day, including one that Parham kind of mentioned, which is with Glenn Korn here at the end of the day. To find all of the Cyber Risk TV coverage of this year's event, visit securityweekly.com/ISW, and we'll see you again very shortly for our next interview. Thank you.
Thanks, Dustin.
Thank you.